Okay.
A cheerleading coach and a troop leader, there are a lot of people that report to you. What
Mhm.
leadership skills do you feel are valuable in your position?
You have to have patience because everybody that comes to you is going to come to you with a different set of problems. So you can't have one standard to fit everyone. You have to be flexible. So in being flexible, you have to have patience.
Yeah, I appreciate that. When we look at leaders, there seems to be so many different types.
Mhm.
So, how would you define a leader or what is leadership to you?
I think a leadership is someone who doesn't put themselves first. They make sure that everyone around them is thriving just as much as they are. So sometimes what you have to do is push a little harder with the people underneath you and make them stronger. I mean, because your leadership is only as strong as the people who are under you. So if you're not building them up and creating their confidence and their characteristics to be stronger, then you're really failing. Um, you can be leader by title, but I think the real leaders are the people who make sure that everyone underneath them is climbing to the top just as well as they are.
Who is one person, or you can highlight a few people that inspired you to become the leader that you are today?
It would be my father. He passed away this year, and I've watched him be a leader since I was 5. He coached Little League football, and I would go to practice and watch him coach Little League football. And from that, I started cheering, and then I became a cheerleading coach. And when he got sick, I had a talk with him about maybe slowing down and helping out a little more. And his comments were more so, no, you're doing what you're meant to be doing. You need to be a leader, and you need to be a leader to set the tone for the girls that are underneath you. The city is looking at you to be a leadership for the young women in the city. You have to teach them how to be leaders and how to be strong. So I would have to say my dad. He showed us how to do things on our own, so we never owed anybody anything. And he reminded us that if people are talking about you, that means you're doing all the right things.
There are many characteristics that leaders possess. Creativity and innovation are some of them. How has creativity and innovation helped you in your endeavors?
Well, creativity helps because sometimes you have to get creative in order to solve problems as a leader. Um, there's no question that when you're coaching girls sports, period, you have a bunch of personalities all coming together at one time.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out how to creatively get them all to work together, one sound, one band, um, but still be able to be the individual person that they are. And sometimes that's where you have to get creative because you have to teach them their strong characteristics and how their strong characteristics match up with everybody else's to make the whole team strong. So yeah, sometimes creativity is the only thing you have. It doesn't matter what kind of leader you think you are. If you can't get creative enough to get them to understand how important it is to let everyone shine, but shine together, you're never going to make it, especially in cheerleading.
Are there any obstacles? If so, what obstacles did you have to overcome to get to where you are today?
Um, I did not go to college, so I'm not a college graduate. And sometimes that causes obstacles for me because there are positions or forms of leadership that I would like to hold, but because I don't have a college degree, I'm unable to hold. Um, but I've learned how to get around that by just being the best me that I can be. And my true self has shined through, and people have learned to accept me as the person who did not go to college. So that would be the one obstacle that I would talk about first. The second obstacle would be that I'm a Black woman. I mean, and being a Black woman in America, sometimes as soon as you walk in, they could talk to me on the phone and think I'm great. But when I walk in and they realize that I'm a Black woman, sometimes that changes. So that's a strong obstacle as a Black woman because not only do we have to be the best person that we can be, but sometimes we have to tweak our our character based on the company that we're holding. And that can be a challenge because sometimes you just want to walk in a room and just be who you really are and let people see your truth shine through. But you do know as a Black woman that you can't go in, you can't have too much body language, um, can't talk too loud, or it will cause people to be like, okay, so sometimes you just can't be your happy-go-lucky self because you're afraid that you'll overshine and it will turn into them seeing you as just that Black woman versus the leader that you truly are. So those would be the two obstacles that I would think.
Last but not least, if you were to speak to our younger Crystal, what piece of advice would you give her?
I would tell her to go to college. When I was accepted to Lincoln University and Bloomsburg University. I wanted to go to school for nursing, but I was dating and I was in love. So I thought, oh well, he's going to go to school. I'll let him go to school first, and then I'll go to school after he finishes. And that never happened. I would not change anything about my life. Please trust me. I'm very grateful. God has blessed me with opportunities that some people wouldn't see if they had a college degree. So from that angle, I have to believe that I've been truly blessed. But I would say go to college because then the jobs that I wanted, the opportunities that I was never given because of the lack of a college degree, I would be able to take full advantage of it. But as my dad would say, if you would have went to college, your life would have probably been totally different, and you would not be Crystal Gilmore-Harris that we know you to be now. So in the scheme of things, did you really miss out on anything? But I would probably tell the younger me still, go to college, get your degree.